Hello, family. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day because Grammy's having a wonderful, blessed day. I wanted to make a video and just kind of touch base with you guys and let you know what's going on in Grammy's life because we haven't been in the kitchen in a while and I've only been doing Wednesday encouragements. I'm fine. I just wanted you guys to know that I'm absolutely fine. I had the breakfast for my father, the brunch yesterday for my father and my stepmom. They came up. My dad has to go back to the doctor on February the 4th to have a PET scan, and then they're going to proceed as followed. He had a very hard time eating yesterday, but one of the good news is that she thinks when she goes in there to remove the rest of the cancer, that she can do a little something with his throat to help him to enjoy his meals better. He already has his feeding tube in place, so he's set and ready to go to get this done. And so I'm believing God can heal him. I'm believing when he goes and has that PET scan done on the 4th, that they're going to say it's no longer there, surgery's no longer needed, and you have a complete healing. I believe it. But I also believe that if God chooses to take him through surgery, there's a purpose and a plan. So I say God's will be done. And I just want to say a lot of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things have happened to me since I've done YouTube. I've met some wonderful YouTubers, and I have met some wonderful, awesome people through my YouTube family. Yesterday, I got a phone call from another YouTuber. We're going to be doing a collaboration in March. She is a wonderful lady, a wonderful lady. I can't wait to introduce her to you guys. Just precious, just a good old country lady, wonderful. And I told her yesterday, I said, you know, God has opened up so many doors of meeting wonderful people. And she said, it's so funny that when we meet each other, it seems like we know each other. And I've had that happen with several of you. Talk to you on the phone, it was like family. And I said, it's because we share the same Father. So let's have the same Father. Let's be brothers and sisters. And if you see me doing something wrong, pray for me. Pray for me. The Holy Spirit, I listen to him every day. And also I was accused of not reading my word. My husband will tell you I'm in my word every day. Every night I'm reading, and usually every morning I have my Bible out. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And when I stand up and say this, I'm not saying that I am perfect. I'm just saying that the things I was accused of was things that this person does not know me personally. They only know me from my few videos that I put out a week. And to make a clear judgment upon me and my Christian walk was very wrong. I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I can't wait to do a Wednesday encouragement. I haven't cooked with you guys. I was going to cook with you guys yesterday morning, but I kind of got up late and my father was traveling. I wanted everything to be perfect. It would have been hard to move cameras around and do the cameras different angles because I had so much stuff going on, because I made homemade cinnamon rolls. I made homemade biscuits. We had eggs. We had hash browns. We had sausage, ham, and bacon. I wanted him to have any kind of meat that he wanted. Like I said, and he's not eating that great, but my stepmom said he had ate a lot yesterday, and he's got a pain that he has to take medicine for because of the cancer, and that's how they found it was there, because he's having a lot of pain. So he ate. He ate good. He ate a whole plate of food. I was very, very happy, and he took some home. He took some cinnamon rolls home with him, and took some biscuits home with him and some meat home with him so he could have a little meal later. So, and let me tell you, let's go into this just a little bit. My father, I want to tell you the story behind my father. My father and my mother married. My dad was just a teenager himself. He was not 18 when they married, and my mom was 16. And when I was born, my dad was 19 and my mom was 17. They had both lost their fathers just months before they married. My mom was the oldest of her family, and my dad was the oldest at home. And so he felt like that he needed to get out and be married, and my mom felt like she needed to get out and be married. Mom, after a couple of years I was a year and a half old, my brother came, and my father just there were things that happened in the marriage. I'm not going to go in detail, but they just could not make a marriage work. And so my father, when I was 3 years old, left. And he was kind of an absentee father anyway. because of the problems in the marriage. And so my mother raised me. She remarried when I was near 4 years old to my little daddy, who raised me. And I had a relationship with my father, but it was a distant relationship because his mother was still in my life, so I would see him at her house. I knew he was my father. My brother knew he was our father. But we didn't really have a relationship. He was like that uncle that you see at holidays. He wasn't really a father in our life. And he had asked me forgiveness whenever I was in my 20s, and I had forgiven him. But when I gave birth to Megan when I was near 35, there was something that clicked in me that just didn't work. I didn't understand how he could not be part of our life, how he could just walk away, how he could not be the father, because I couldn't stand to be away from Megan for 10 minutes. And when she was a little girl, and I just couldn't understand that. It bothered me. And so my grandmother had passed and my aunt had passed, and so that connection that we had to each other was gone. And he would try to call me, and I wouldn't answer the phone, or he would try to do something, and God would try to make my heart tender and say, you need to answer the phone, you need to have something to do with your father. And I said, I'm not having anything to do with him. Boy, I was really rebellious to God. I said, I'm not. So I had this dream, and in this dream I was in a funeral home, and I walked up to the casket, and I'm thinking, who is in this casket? And when I looked down, it was my father. And I began to cry. In my heart, I knew he had went to hell. I knew that he had not received Jesus, and I knew it was because I had not been a witness and a light to God. And I woke up, and that dream was so real that I was crying. I sat on the side of the bed, and I began to weep. And I said, okay, God, I heard you. I know. So the next day I called him. And he said, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And for months he would say, I'm sorry. Finally, I said, Dad, listen, we cannot go back and change the past. We cannot do anything about the past. The past is the past. And I said, I had a good life. I shouldn't be hateful. I've had a good life. I wish you had been more in it more, but we can't change it. All I can say is, Daddy, I forgive you. Please forgive me for any wrongdoing I've done. And let's just start from today. And let's make memories. And from that minute on, my daddy has texted me pretty much every day. And he just recently realized he can send me all of these little pictures and things like that. So sometimes he sends me a coffee cup dancing. But sometimes he'll send me these little beautiful things that says, to have a wonderful daughter like you. And that's the forgiveness of God. And through all of this, he has found Jesus. He's found Jesus. He's found Jesus. He's found salvation. He's found peace. So it wasn't long after that he was diagnosed with the cancer. And they took his voice box. He's been through a lot of surgery, a lot of radiation. And he's still going through surgeries. But I know that if God takes him, he's going to the Father in heaven. And had I not been obedient to God, he wouldn't have been able to forgive himself. He needed the forgiveness of his children to be able to forgive himself. So if you're watching this and you're a parent and you have stepped away from your children through the deception of the devil, because when my dad explained to me, he said every day he would say, I'm going to go see my children today. And somebody would call and say, hey, would you like to go fishing? Or would you like to go hunting? And he would say, sure, let's go ahead. I'll go see my children next weekend. And next weekend never came. It's a deception of the devil. He was robbed. He was robbed of his greatest treasures. And it robbed us. So I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at the enemy. And I would say, if you're a parent, if you're a sister that hasn't seen your sister, if you're a mother that hasn't seen her children, if you're a grandparent whatever you are, and there is a division in that family, if there's a division, reach out. God will mend it. If you take the step out, He will mend that. He will mend that and build that bridge back. And you will have so much joy and so much peace in your life. And maybe that person thinks that they can't be forgiven. And when you forgive them, then they find their way to God. And they understand that God is love and their salvation. And they will not slip out into eternity and go to hell. They will go to heaven. And then you can be with them forever. An eternity where things are perfect. And there's no strife. And there's no jealousy. And there's nothing. We will all get along. We will all love each other. There'll be no racism or anything. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little time and this little chat with me. I just had to share that with you guys this morning. Love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. I've really missed you guys. We got to get in the kitchen and do something. We've got to do something. I just haven't been doing a lot of cooking. Just to be honest with you. I have been lazy. I've been doing other things. I've been doing some cleaning in my house. But we're going to do some things. Even if I have to fold towels and talk to you, we're going to start doing some things. I'll take you guys to the laundromat with me. Love you guys. Till next time, I'm Grammy Nene.